Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So here we are with our session number 140. And we are going to start with practice of man, inshallah. I have a question from one of the sisters that if the meaning of the verse is not known, then there is sometimes confusion between man mausula and man istifhamia. And inshallah, a very simple answer, an oversimplification, or this is going to be an oversimplification that, you know, word to word and meanings and grammar, go hand in hand. Sometimes, knowing meaning does help you in doing Arab. However, always keep in mind, man mausula is way more common than man istifhamia. Keep that in mind. So there are way more chances that you will find man mausula than you finding man istifhamia. If that helps, and inshallah, with the practice today, I hope it will be easier in future for you to put Arab or man, inshallah. So I'm going to start and see if it makes any difference in your understanding, inshallah. Okay. But few tips that knowing translation always is going to help you. And number two is going to be that man istifhamia is not as common as man mausula. Okay, inshallah. So as far as I remember, we have done Surat Ali Imran 37, and we had to start from, I think, Ali Imran um, 28, right? So now let's see here. It will be a quick recap of what we have covered in the past, and inshallah, it's going to help reduce the amount of confusion if you have any. Okay, inshallah. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Man yaf'al. Whenever man is followed by fail, that is majzoom, is there any confusion about the type of man? Is the first column easy? In this case, anba'u man, finding the type of man is easy when you see fail, mudare, majzoom after it. It is going to be man shartiya, and it's going to be an easy pick because there is a mudare majzoom after it. The only one type of man is going to be followed by fail, mudare, majzoom, and the type of man is man shartiya, jazima. How many fail it can make majzoom after it? Two. Sister Anas, let me see. Okay. When did we do verse 20, first 27 of Ali Imran? Was it before last week? No, I thought that we have done 27. No, we did not. I can go back on that. No worries about it. Okay, I will come back to that too. Okay, if we have not covered it, we can do that. Okay, as well after finishing this. So you can see two fail, two of all are going to be fi'alain. After it are going to be majzoom. Remember one thing, this is only going to happen when there is no atf present between the two af'al. Will you remember this? For example, let me show you one document that I have here, because it can be something that you're looking for to fail mudare majzoom after man, and there is not to mudare majzoom, and then you're confused that why there is no mudare, both are not majzoom, and it could be because of there is an at present between them, and that is not going to let it happen. And there are other words present in between, and that's not going to happen in that case. Okay, so let me just you see man here, and you see yaf'al, the same type of a verse that you are seeing in Surat Ali Imran. Everyone can see my screen. Everyone can see my Google Doc. Man yaf'al dhalika. udwana wa zulman, right? فَسَوْفَ نُصْلِيهِ. In this case, what is the status of mudari? It is rough in status. How do you know the mudari is rough in status, my dear sisters? Good answer. All the answers are correct. The mudari is marfu because there is a ya there. The ya is present, so we know this mudari is not majzoom. If it was majzoom, ya would have been dropped because there are three ways the mudari is going to be showing its majzoom status, and one of the ways is it drops its weak letter. If it is ending with a weak letter, it drops it. But here it is present. What are you seeing between shart and jawabu shart? من يفعل ذلك عدوانا وظلما فسوف نصليه. You're seeing a fa between them. And there are other words that are coming as well. And in this case, you are not going to see both mudare majzoom. Okay, if we don't get confused in that case, that why my mudare in jawabu shart is not majzoom, where I have learned, I've been taught that both jumla shartiya and jawabu shart will have felu shart, that is going to be felu shart and felu jawabu shart, both are going to be majzoom with man. But in this case, this did not happen because there was fa present and there was other words in between um, jumla sharti and jawabu shart, right? Basically, the fa was there. Not with wow. You don't see wow in between jumla sharti and jawabu shart, right? In that case, if there is a, and there are types of fas that are going to be there, like there was an example, um, and there is an example here as well. In that case, you will see the fa is not fa rabita. The fa must be fa rabita to block the action. You will see after fa rabita, your shart remains, your jawabu shart does not have mudare in majzoom status. Okay, if it is simple foul atifa, that's another thing. Your shart is still continuing, you have to wait for foul rabita. If foul rabita is there, after it you are going to see that fail mudare remains in the marfu form, as you can see in Surah An-Nisa verse number 74. وَمَنْ يُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَيَقْتَلْ أَوْ يَغْلِبْ فَيُقْتَلْ أَوْ يَغْلِبْ. So is this fa'ur rabita? And whoever he fights in the way of Allah, then he is killed or he is overcome. فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِيهِ. This fa is atf. And which type is this? Which type of fa is this? This one is fa'ur rabita. So your shart continues until yaghlib, right? Do you all understand this? Everyone must understand this. The whole class understands, and then I'm going to be satisfied that okay, now they have gotten the concept. Okay, so remember this very important concept. Okay, so you have to spend some time and you have to think about it. Just don't, take your time with that. So man is there, yuqatil majzoom, felu shart majzoom because of man. في سبيل الله متعلق بال يقاتل متعلق بالفعل. Then comes فيقتل. This fa is still going to be the part of jumla shartiya, is connected to jumla shartiya because it is faul atf. Okay, whoever he fights in the way of Allah and then he is killed or he is overcome, then we shall give him a big reward. Does jawabu shart seem to be yuktal or jawabu shart seems to be fasawfa nu'tihi? Sister Anas. Contextually, what appears to be jawabu shart? Fasawfa. Your jawabu shart is starting with fasawfa nu'tihi ajran azima, right? Because you have, and that is where your play of word to word comes in, like how important you knowing word to word is. You need, and knowing context is knowing translation of the words. Then you can you cannot just learn simply the grammar and then leave everything else. No, you have to learn your translation as well as your grammar, and they go hand in hand. The sister who knows the word to word as well, she's able to understand the shart is still continuing, right? O is another harf atf that is connecting yuqtal with yaghlib, right? Harf takhyir, either he is killed or he is overcome, like, he's overtaken, they don't kill him, but they just, they can imprison him or do something with him. Okay, then we shall give him ajran aziman. We shall give him big reward. Is the jawabu shart? Is this clear to each and every one of you? Type 1 if it is, and I'm going to continue with the lesson that we are going to cover today. Okay, so same way, you are seeing man yaf'al dhalika falaysa min Allahi, then he is not from Allah fi shayin, in anything. Okay, so man yaf'al, man, you already determined that this is fail. This is followed by fail majzoom, so it is man shartiya. Now tell me the i'rab of man. Is it, when it is shartiya, there are only two i'rab, either maf'ul bihi muqaddam or mubtada. Three cases when it is mubtada. Three cases when it is mubtada. Man is being followed by a fail that is mutaaddi, right? It can take a maf'ulun bihi. Yaf'al can take maf'ul bihi. Does it have maf'ul bihi after it? It does. What about Sister Aisha? Do you think, Aisha, there is no maf'ul bihi? Why not? Whoever he does that, is that not answering your what question? There is one, right? Maf'ul bihi is there. So now you can no longer say that yaf'al is engaged with zalika as well as man. No. It can only be engaged with one thing, and that was maf'ul bihi after it. So you label your man as mubtada. Man shartiya, mubtada. Okay? When it is mubtada, after every mubtada, you look for what? You look for khabar, and the khabar, as I told you, you can say that yaf'al zalika is my khabar, or according to some scholars, they both views are right. The whole shart and jawabu shart is khabar of man. Okay, whole shart and jawabu shart is the khabar of man. Okay, فَلَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ فِي شَيْءٍ. What is the status of jawabu shart in this case? Every time when you have fa'u rabita after adwatu shart jazima, adwatu shart jazima, the status of jawabu shart is going to be fi mahalli jasmin, fi mahalli jasmin. Okay, now come back to this one. Tarzuku, you provide. Tarzuku, fail mudare, right? It contextually, she provides. No, she can provide without any accounting, right? Tarzuku can be fail mudare marfood with damir mustatir hiya or anta. Here tarzuku is fail mudare marfu, the file damir mustatir anta. When it is anta, you cannot have anything after it, which is file, or you only can have maf'ul. So you have man here, which is man mausula, connecting whatever is after it to whatever is before it. And it is going to be maf'ulun bihi for tarzuku, right? Fi mahalli nasbin. And tasha'u is going to be your silatul mausul. Okay, now tell me, where is sila ending? Is it ending at bighayri hisabin? Are you sure? Tasha'u, right? Tasha'u is the end of the silatul mausul, right? You provide whomever you will. You provide. How do you provide? Bighayri hisab. This is connected. Bighayri hisab is jar wal majroor mutalik bil tarzuqu, not mutalik bil tasha'u. Therefore, your sila ended at tasha'u. Everyone with me now? The whole ummah agrees on that? Okay. Now, this is the same way. Inna Allah yarzuqu man yasha'u bighayri hisab. So, whoever wills does not provide anyone. It is only Allah who provides. So again, it's going to be yarzuqu fail mudare marfu wal fa'il damir mustatir. Who's the damir here? Is this a visible pronoun? Is the pronoun visible, my dear sisters? It is mustatir, right? Huwa is mustatir. And there can be an outside doer, but here, do you contextually, do you think there is any outside doer here? No. This is maf'ul bihi. Man is maf'ul bihi. Man is mawsula, maf'ul bihi. And after every mawsul, you look for silatul mawsul, and yasha'u is your silatul mawsul. Okay, remember that. Is this clear? And بغير hisab is related to, is mutalik bil yarzuku. Okay. Then comes yu'til hikmah. He gives wisdom. Man yasha'u. Man again mawsula. What's the status? Real quick. Same concept, right? Same concept is being, okay. He gives wisdom whomever he wills, right? Is this again the man, the same man? Very good job. Very good job. So that was it. I wanted to see how attentive you all are. Okay. So here, man is the next one. This first one is maf'ul bihi, fi mahalli nasbin, yasha'u, silatul mawsul. Then comes waw, and there is another man here. And this man is shartiya, yu'ta, yu'ta. Is it fail mudare ma'loom or majhul? Man is shartiya, fail mudare is majhul. It's going, it's majhul. Here you, what are you going to call man? When it is, now you have determined it is shartiya. It is shartiya. So it's going to be mubtada. Good job. It's going to be mubtada. Yu'ta. Mudare. Majhul. Majzoom. Bihasfin. Bihasfi harufe illa. And then one naibul file. One naibul file. Damir mustatir. What is the naibul file here? Every fail has a pronoun. So either it's going to be file or naibul file or ismu something, right? If the fail is naqis, it's going to be ismu. Otherwise, it's going to be file or naibul file. Here, damir mustatir, huwa is naibul file. Al-hikmah is going to be maful bihi. And from fa, what is it starting? Jawab is starting. And what's the name for this fa? Rabita. What's the status of qad utiya khayran kathira? Fi mahalli jasmin. Why, sister Diba, sister Shamim? Why are we calling jawabu shart fi mahalli jasmin? I know I have asked this, but I want everyone to drill in everyone's brain that this is what is the reason. There's a fa there. Barakallahu feek, sister Sultana. There's a fa there that is ensuring us that this jawabu shart is going to be labeled as fi mahalli jasmin. Presence of fa in any case, it is not going to ensure that this is the jawabu shart is fi mahalli jasmin. This is only going to work if your adwatu shart is adwatu shart jazima. Is this clear? You may have fa in other cases as well. Okay, so remember that you can only label jawabu shart as fi mahalli jasmin if jawabu shart is beginning with fa or iza and condition has been set by adwatu shart jazima. Okay, so this is, I hope, clear. فَمَنْ جَاءَهُ مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّن رَبِّهِ فَانْتَهَى فَلَهُ مَا سَلَفَ. So man, what kind of man? Shart? All agree? Ja'ahu. Fail madin. What will be the status of ja'a? Very well done. Status of ja'a is going to be fi mahalli jazmin because it is failu shart. When there is a fail shirt, its status is going to be, the status of that fail is going to be fi mahalli jazmin. Now look at it. Man ja'ahu, fail lazim or fail mutaaddi? Mutaaddi. It is usually made lazim by use of be. You have a be, you have a be after it that makes it a mutaaddi. But here it comes, moizatun comes to him. It is like, who is attached to it, so it has a maful bihi, so it is, it's among those, that is acting like a fail mutaaddi. So what should be the, is it clear that it has a mafulun bihi attached to it, and sometimes maful bihi is attached to it by use of be as well. Okay, when now give me the status of man. Mubtada. Okay, what is this fa? Fantaha. An advice from his Rabb come to him, then he stops, he desists. Hmm? He just, this one is atf. Okay, what is the relationship between mo'izatum min rabbi? Can you connect them by any means? Mo'iza is the outside doer for ja'a, very well done. Min rabbi, can we call it mir rabbihi? Mir rabbihi is jar wal majroor, right? And it's going to be, it can be the sifa for moizatun, right? Commonism followed by jar wal majroor, mosuf sifa. Stay simple, easy, sifa, right? Fi mahalli, rafen, don't have to call it, but it is understood that it's going to be going together. Moizatun, okay? So they are going to be together. Intaha, intaha. Who is the doer? Because every fail either has a file or naibul file, or if it is nakis, it's going to have a ismu something. Huwa is the file in case of intaha. Okay, and this is all connected. Okay, now if I take it from here to here, what is the status of the sentence, whole sentence? Think about it again. Ja'a. Now this was something, when we have done it originally, the first concept that is taught is that, you understand that, there is always going to be a fail after man or ma or mahma or in or kaifama, haisuma, or all those adwatu shart jazima, which is going to be either majzoom in status if it is fail mudare, or if it is fail madin, it is going to be fi mahalli jazmin. The status of ja'a is fi mahalli jazmin, but the status of the whole sentence. Now think about it. If you are labeling man as mubtada, the whole sentence is going to be ja'ahu maw'izatum min rabbihim fantaha. Ja'ahu maw'izatum min rabbihim is going to be fi mahalli raf'in because it's a khabar. Fantaha, fa atf. Intaha, matuf ala ma qablaha, right? Whatever, if there is a jumla failure that it is matuf on, so it's going to follow the same status. Fi mahalli rafin, because it is matuf, because of the matuf relationship. Then comes falahu ma salaf. What is going to be the status of the sentence that is coming after this fa'ur rabita, the jawabu shart? It is going to be fi mahalli jazmin because it is preceded by fa'ur rabita. Is this clear to all of you? How you're going to slowly, take one thing at a time. Okay, Sister Amberine, when originally we have learned it, We always, consider it all together. Okay. However, the concept is man is adwatu shart jazima tajzimu fi'lain. It makes fail two of all majzoom. Okay. When you are labeling man as mubtada, when you are labeling it as mubtada, you have to consider its khabar. Either you can consider its khabar the whole this thing, okay? And if you are considering it the khabar, what should be the khabar of any mubtada? Think of it like this, the whole sentence. Don't look at it as one fail. When I ask you, when I ask you, give me the status of the khabar of man, which is mubtada, you are telling me it's rough in status. The whole sentence is rough in status, okay? Now, if I break it, give me the status of ja'a. What's the status of ja'a? It is jazm, fi mahalli jazmin. But the status of whole this thing is going to be fi mahalli rafin. If it is the whole is considered the khabar. When I go inside this khabar and I find my my okay, when something has happened, yeah, I'm going to go back in the doc. Yeah, second. So when I just take falahu ma salaf, when I take that part only, you are going to tell me, what are you going to tell me? From the fa till here, this is fi muhalli jasm. Just like how you do things step by step, step by step. With advanced students, I can do it. Inshallah, will sometimes someday, when inshallah, after we cover some of the topics, we can do it. That I can make you do, okay, now tell me the status of this part, and now give me the status of this part. Okay. Yes, you can speak, my dear sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
My confusion is coming from when we are saying that ja'a is fi mahli jasman, but the sentence moizatun min rabbihi, that part is rough, but it is also the file for outside door for ja'a. So then they are also connected. So why will we not consider all of it still fi mahli jasman?
because only when you are looking at it, basically you're right that you have your point, but the point to understand is the thing to understand is that there is only one fail that gets majzoom in status. When you look at any standard authentic Arab book, it's going to be how I'm telling you, like right now. It's going to tell you jaa fi mahalli jazmin, fail madin fi mahalli jazmin, hu mafulun bihi fi mahalli nasbin, because it is a maful bihi, and then it's going to be next thing is going to be moizatun, and you will put i'rab of moizatun separately, as sometimes I do put it in columns, and I tell you this is the file marfu bidamatu zahira min rabbihi jar wal majrur sifa li moizatun. But when they when you are taking this whole chunk together, when you are taking it, when you are considering everything together, the status of that whole sentence is going to be fi mahali rafin, because it is the khabar of man. On an individual level, man is going to affect only the fail after it, unlike what happens after fau rabita, where the whole sentence, we consider the whole sentence together, and you don't, most of the cases when the fa is there, you are not seeing anything that is being affected by man that was originally there. You only are seeing, the table that I showed you here. Did you notice it how for sofa tihi, there is no effect of man on this tihi. Tihi remained marfu in status, but the whole sentence is simply labeled as fi mahalli judgment due to the presence of fa, according to the grammatical ruling. Again, here, when you are going to label this, you are going to call it fail mudare majzoom. This is fi mahalli, or this is fi'l mudari majzum. There is no fi mahalli here. But this whole sentence, Sister Amreen, consider this example. Yuqatil fi sabilillahi. The whole sentence is going to be fi mahalli raf'in khabru man.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you are
I think
going to,
I get an idea what you're trying to say. Inshallah, inshallah, I'll
yeah,
work.
you, because the whole sentence, when you are going to do it at the level of a sentence, like you here, because there is no outside doer, so it makes things little easier, because it's not as connected as an outside doer is connected to its fail. So think of it like that. Like yuqatil is fail mudari majzoom, fi sabilillahi jar wal majroor, muta'alliq bil yuqatil. The whole sentence here, when you are labeling the whole sentence, you are going to call it fi mahalli rafin khabru man. When you are going to put i'rab of yuqatil, you are going to call it fail mudari majzoom biman, jumla shartiya, failu
Okay.
shart. Okay, all those terms, and that means that you have understood that this is affected by man, and man makes fail after it majzoom or fi mahalli jasmin. The failu shart becomes majzoom or fi mahalli jasmin. The sentence, the i'rab of a sentence, the whole sentence, whole jumla shartiya, it changes. Sometimes you are seeing it's going to be khabar, and sometimes there is a jumla failure and the i'rab depends on whatever was before it. Okay, the whole sentence, in case of man chartiya, there are three cases where when you see it as a khabar, the whole sentence you are going to call, the entire sentence is going to be fi mahalli rafin, but the fail by itself is jumla, the fail by itself is majzoom or fi mahalli jasmin. Okay,
Okay. Jazakallah khairan
I
kaseeran.
mean bhaiya ki. Okay, so now look at this one, man ada. What about this one? Whoever, this man is shartiya. Fa is what kind of a fa? Rabita. Ulaika ashabun nar. Jumla, what kind of a sentence are we seeing? Jumla ismiya. And therefore we have our rabita. The status of this jawabu shart. Fi mahalli jasmin. Status of ada. What kind of a fail? Number one, tell me the fail. Fail madin. Status of the fail. Fi mahalli jasmin. Right? Fi mahalli jasmin. You are going to call it fi mahalli jasmin. But when you look at it as a khabar, the fail is fi mahalli jasmin. But when you look at it as a sentence, though it does not have anything, you are going to label it as fi mahalli rafin khabru man, right? Because ada, what kind of a fail it is? Is it lazim or mutaddi? Good job. Is this clear to all of you? And I knew this was coming. So I purposely was, wanting to go over these verses so that there is no confusion, because when we originally learn it, we learn it in a very simplistic way. We just tell people, okay, this is man, there are three arkan of shart. What are those three arkan of shart? There is advatu shart, there is jumla shartiya, and there is jawabu shart. And we don't look into all the details, and you need to, however, first of all familiarize yourself with basic, basic. Advatu shart, jumla shartiya, jawabu shart. If advatu shart is jazima, you are going to see fail mudare majzoom. If it is fail mudare, it is going to be majzoom. If it is not fail mudare and fail madin, the failu shart is going to be, fi mahalli jasmin. The sentence, after, on a level of a sentence, you are going to label it as, depending on whatever the row, if it is man, which is mubtada, then you are going to call it, based on, how we are going to do it. you are going to find the i'rab for it. Like, for example, if it is man that is setting the condition, it's going to be, and man is mubtada, you are going to call the sentence, the whole sentence you are going to call fi mahalli rafin if man is acting as mubtada. If man is mafulun bihi muqaddam, what will be the status of the shart? That will depend on whatever is around it, how the jumla is starting. Okay, it's going to be then determined based on the context, and we have to see whatever is before, because sometimes there may be a connector attached to the beginning of the sentence, and whatever, if there's a connector, so whatever is the status of the sentence before it, it's going to be following the status of that. If there is something that is like istinaf, then la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. I hope that answers your question, right? So now let's come back and see what more we have to do. So فَيَغْفِرُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيُؤَذِّبُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. So the first man is Jarin status. It is Mosula, as you have rightly called it. He forgives whomever he wills, and he punishes whomever he wills. So in these both cases, you are going to, first one is jar, first one is jar, Mosula and fi mahalli jazmin. The second one, very well done. It is you maf'ul bihi for yu'adhibu, so it is going to be nasbin status. So everyone is able to identify the first one was jar and the next one was nasbin status. How many of you were able to correctly label it? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now look at this one. Now we are in Surah Al-Baqarah and we are learning about the army of Talut. Qala inna Allaha mubtalikum binahrin. Indeed, Allah is going to test you with a river. Faman shariba minhu. Whoever drinks from it. Okay. Man shariba. He drinks. So man is here. What kind of man is this? This is going to be mubtada. Shariba. Man is shartiya. Man is shartiya. So n is going to be mubtada. Shariba. Fail. Madin. Fa'iluhu. Damir mustatir huwa, because there is no pronoun that is after it. And what's the status of shariba? Fi mahalli jasmin. Very well done, Sister Sultana. Now tell me the status of shariba minhu, the whole sentence. Why fi mahalli raf'in? Because it is khabar for man, which was mubtada, right? Then comes fahu rabita. Laysa minni. Laysa. Many laysas I have skipped. Jumla ismi. It is going to be labeled as jumla ismiya. What is laysa? We have covered it in a couple of terms ago. So it is failun naqis. Does it have a pronoun? It has. Any fail you will see, that is what makes a fail in Arabic. It will have a pronoun, and the pronoun is going to be ismu. So what is ismu laysa here? Huwa is ismu laysa. It is damir mustatir, hidden pronoun huwa. Damir mustatir huwa. Damir mustatir only means hidden pronoun. Hidden pronoun huwa, because we are not able to see it. If there was a visible pronoun, you see it at the end of the word. Like I will show, we have covered ataina. So here na is the pronoun. We, right? But there is nothing after laysa. So the pronoun is hidden and it is huwa. And minni is going to be jar wal majroor. Huh? Mutalik will fail. We are in jumla ismiya. Or mutalik will khabar, right? Right? Because we are labeling it as, we have ismu laysa and it's going to be mutalik bil khabar, right? Because laysa, we are going to treat it as we treat the sentence as jumla ismiya. But laysa is a fail naqis, right? Identify it as fail naqis. Do not forget that, my dear sisters. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Waman lam yat'amhu, and whoever, man is again shartiya, he does not drink it, or he does not consume it. So again, man is going to be mubtada. Lam yat'amhu. Lam yat'amhu is, lam is your harf nafi wa jasmin wa qalbin. Yat'am mudare. What's the status of mudare here? It is majzoom because of lam, right? Here, lam is making it majzoom. Right? Everyone understand this or no? Right? But you, if I give you, the felu shart, the felu shart again is going to be fi mahalli jazmin, but the sentence, the complete sentence is going to be fi mahalli raf'in, because it is khabru man, that was mubtada. Okay. Then comes fa innahu minni, fa'u rabita, innahu harf nasb wa ismuha, minni jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil, and innahu minni is going to be, the whole jumla ismiya is going to be labeled as fi mahalli jazmin, because it is preceded by fa'ur rabita. Okay, is this clear? I'm going to skip this part because this is istasna, and inshallah we can come back to it later. Okay, it's going to be a little tricky, so let's just keep it simple for now. The next verse from Suratul Baqarah, verse number 253, minhum man kallama Allah. Man is going to be mausula. What kind of a sentence are you looking at? Minhum man. Very well done, Sister Sultana. Jumla ismiya. Very well done, Aisha. Where is minhum is going to be? Jar wal majroor, right? Muta'alliq bil. Muta'alliq bil. Khabar muqaddam. Good job. Man is going to be your mubtada muakhar, and after man, you have, we have figured out that this is which type of man? Man is mausula, right? Mausula, and it's rough in status because it's a mubtada, and if it is mausula, we look for silatul mausul. What is the silatul mausul? Jumla fi'liya, kallama, kallama Allahu is the silatul mausul, la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, right? Again, the same concept here. minhum jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil khabar muqaddam, man mubtada muakhar, amana silatul mawsul, wa minhum man kafara. Again the same thing. Minhum jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil khabar muqaddam, man mubtada muakhar, kafara silatul mawsul, la mahalla laha min al i'rab. Wa man yakfur, it is shart. Wa yu'min, why is this majzoom? Because of, why is yu'min majzoom? Why is yu'min without any dhamma? Because of atf. Remember that each and every step is important because of waw atf. You are not going to say that man is going to make it majzoom. No, man is not making it majzoom. Okay, it is because of atf. The mudari is majzoom in status. Okay, man in this case is mubtada. Yakfur is going to be the khabar, from where the jawabu shart is starting. Qad from faqad. Very good job. The status of this jawabu shart. You know, let me tell you, Sister Faiza, when you have yakfur, you notice they some of the af'al, they come in with a with a sila, with specific prepositions. So here bit taghut, and they are engaged actually by, though they are engaged with something, however there is a preposition in between. So yakfur is actually engaged with bit taghuti. Yu'min is engaged with billahi, right? So that is why, and if you see the translation, you will see, and whoever he disbelieves in taghut and he believes in Allah, right? Translation is another thing, but if you know that there are certain af'al where you whatever was expected to be their maful bihi, that is attached with a harf, that will help you understand that the fail is already engaged on the left side. So the right side is not affected by the fail itself, right? Okay. So that is how I'm going to, tell you that yu'min or yakfur, they do take those prepositions which, like, they always come with be, and whatever is their expected mafulun bihi is attached with that be. Okay. So now bil urwatil wusqa. What's the relationship between these two words? Al urwatil wusqa, mawsuf was sifa. Lam fi sama laha. What kind of lies here, if I can ask you? And لا نافية للجنس. انفصام اسم لا لها جار والمجرور متعلق بالخبر, right? Everyone got it? How can you connect لم انفصام لها to whatever is before? Can you connect? Very well done, Sister Shamim. I'm very proud of you. Yes, it is Jumla Haliya. Hal of what? Is this istamsaka? Hal of istamsaka, file of istamsaka, or something else? Urwa, al urwa. Very well done, because that is feminine word, and our jumla ismiya has a pronoun here that has a that is acting as an ayid going back to al urwa. Easy? That ha is going back to al urwa. Al urwa was proper, so we cannot call it sifa. The sentence is going to be labeled as hal, right? It is an ayat for al urwa. Very well done. Very proud of you all. If just one more question, can I ask you one more question? What type of vow is this? Wallahu sami'un alim. There were many vows. No, 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 no. Isti'naf, right? Because you are talking about someone, a person is being talked about, then he has held something, and then he did this, he did that. You're learning about Urwatil Wusqa. What is Urwatil Wusqa? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Wallahu Sami'un Alim. Right? Make sense? And I have not given you anything after it to say that it can be etrad, because if you have to have something after it, after this sentence, that it is sandwiched between two grammatically or related structures. No, the verse is ending here, right? So you cannot call it etrad, right? There's a new thing beginning, so it is it's a new beginning. It seems like a new beginning, so you call it istinaf, right? Istinaf, yeah. Okay, now let's come back. Now this one, yata'adda, is fail majzoom. Okay, we have not covered this concept of muda'af yet, but I'm just telling you this is mudare majzoom, so man is shartiya. Yata'adda hudud Allahi. Now tell me, man is going to be mubtada again because there is a fail mutaaddin that has a mafulun bihi after it. So we know this is going to be mubtada and the rest is going to be khabar. And when you go in the khabar, um, you have fa'ulaika. Fa'urabita ulaika humu zalimun is going to be the jawabu shart, right? Man kana zalika yu'azu bihi man kana. Very good job. This is going to be Mosula. What is going to be the status of this man? Now I need a right status. Look at my dear sisters. Look at you, Azu. This is being advised to whomever he is among you all, believing in Allah and the last day. It is rough in status because it is naibul file for you, Azu. Very, look at the verses very carefully, okay? This is being advised to whomever believes in Allah and the last day, right? Now, is it clear to all of you? Or are there any people, I'm seeing very few answering, and I am very proud of each and every one of you, but I want answers from everyone. I don't want to name anyone, but just try to be as proactive as you can in the session, because that's how I know that you have understood the concept. So you azu is fail majhul, ua. So after fail majhul that has damir mustatir hua, you can look for an outside naibul file, and the outside who is being advised, whoever among you all believes in Allah and the last day. Okay, so it is naibul file. So I'm going to do this one. Man dhallazi yuqridullah. Who is the one who will give qard to Allah? So today I'm going to make sure, yeah, this is istifham. Let's take it as muwahhada. Let's take this combination, which can be which is usually it can be treated as mujazza'a, but I'm going to treat it today in this session muwahhada as a one word. I'm not going to go into the different parts of it. If I have to look at this one, manza, as one word, it is going to be labeled as mubtada. Okay, I can label it as mubtada, as Sister Shiraz is saying. What should I label allazi? What should be the labeling for allazi? Allazi, which is Mosul, is going to be the khabar. Okay, and then inshallah, once you have covered this, once you have understood this, we will deal with it differently as well. Okay, there are two ways to to put Arab on this one. Okay, in case of manzallazi, manza can be treated in two different ways, but today, for today's session, understand it as one word, muwahhada from waw hadal, and which means one. And when you consider it as one word, you call it mubtada. Allazi is going to be your khabar, and it is mawsul followed by silatul mawsul, and the rest makes sense, right? Now I want you to see this one. Okay, this one. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ مِنَ اللَّهِ حُكْمًا. What is going to be man here? Who is better than Allah in judgment? Why are you calling it mubtada? Man is istifhamiya. Very well done. Number one thing, it's a question man. Very good job. After you have determined it's istifhamiya, it's going to be mubtada. If I take you back to this man zallazi, can it be khabar muqaddam as well? Can you call it khabar muqaddam? Man zallazi, and you call allazi mubtada muakhar? Yes or no? I did not see many answers. Now you are agreeing to what I'm saying. I'm very glad, and I'm happy, and I appreciate you, my dear sisters. Yeah, because it is followed by Sister Shamim is saying it can be mubtada or khabar. Why, Sister Shamim? Man can be mubtada and khabar. Man can be mubtada and khabar because it is followed by an ism that is proper. Very well done. When it is followed by an ism that is proper, you can treat it both ways. It can be mubtada or it can be khabar muqaddam as well. Okay, now look at this one. Sorry, I have to skip many ayahs, but man ahsanu. Ahsanu, is it proper? In this case, it is going to be only and only your mubtada. Is everyone with me? When it is followed by nakira, it's going to be only mubtada. Okay, man and ma, both are going to be treated the same way. Both are going to be treated the same way. Remember that, my dear sisters. Okay, so here you are going to label man as mubtada, ahsanu is going to be the khabar, min Allahi is going to be muta'alliq bil hukman. Why is this hukman? Nasbin status. It is the tamyiz. Ahsanu was ism tafdeel. Who is better? When I have better meaning, there is a tafdeel. Better in what sense? Right? I don't have any explanation for that. Better in what sense? That comes word hukman. Did it clarify everything for you, Sister Aisha? Does it give you clarity about better in what sense? So that clarity, the word that clarifies is called tamyiz, because it gives you, the clarity about your ism tafdeel. Therefore, you are going to label it as tamyiz. Sister Zora, your video is on. I think it's Sister Zora or someone. My dear sister, please. Okay. Now look at this one. Man asdaqu. The same thing. And qilan, who is more truthful than Allah in speech? So qilan, again, more truthful in what sense? In promises, in writing stories, or in writing any essay? No, it's about in speech, and speech, every part of speech, right? Qilan encompasses everything. Who is more truthful than Allah in speech, right? And same is the case going to be with waman astaqu min Allahi hadithan. Okay? Okay. Now this one, فَمَن يَمْلِكُ مِنَ اللَّهِ شَيْئًا. Again, istifham. So it's going to be mubtada, and the rest is going to be the khabar. Okay. Now, one last thing. I have only 3 minutes. Remember one thing. Do you see maza, manza in Quran? Have you ever come across these words? All of you have memorized Ayatul Kursi, right? Everyone knows Ayatul Kursi. It's very, and you all recite it, inshallah, I know, bismillahi ta'ala. All of you recite it as well. Man zallazi. So, maza, maza, there is, I don't want to misquote that one. There is like, okay, what should we spend? So, those words, remember that. There are two ways that you are going to treat them. We are not going to learn them right now. Okay, we have just treated them the second way, muwahhada. Okay, just like one word, and we called it either mubtada or khabar muqaddam. Overall, I have added something to your slides. In your man, I have added this slide to your man. So this is a summary of all that you have seen here, here. Okay, so this is just a summary of everything, that your man is going to be mubtada if it is followed by an ism that is common, and in this case it can be it's only going to be mubtada if it is followed by fi'l lazim, if it is followed by shubu jumla, if it is followed by some marfa. However, it can be khabar as well. If it is followed by fi'l naqis istawfi khabruha, in that case you are going to again label it as mubtada. If it is followed by fail mabni lil majhul, if it is followed by passive, man is going to be mubtada. If it is followed by fail that is mutaaddi, but its maful bihi is present, you are going to label it as mubtada. This thing, you have learned it in your last session. If you have fail naqis after man and its khabar is not there, then your man is going to be khabru kana fi mahalli nasbin. If you have fail mutaddi after man that does not have its maful bihi, you are going to label it as maful bihi muqaddam. Everyone with me, or trying to be, at least, and getting this point? Okay. The very same thing, the very same rules are going to be applied on your ma al-istifhamiyya. The same thing. They are going to be labeled the very same way. Ma and man are going to be labeled the same way. Ma is for ghair akil. In the beginning of the session, in the beginning of the last session, we have covered that. Man is for akil. Is this clear? And having said so, you will see an overlap sometimes. Then ma is being used in the meaning, is being used for akil too. Okay? Is this clear, my dear sisters? I'm going to leave you with that. You're going to use this. If you memorize these rules for ma, you are done. You don't need to spend a lot of time on this. Okay? Inshallah. So make sure you at least go over it and try to see so that you understand each and everything. With that, I will end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in WhatsApp group and on our YouTube channel as well. So let me stop the recording.